Hi, welcome everyone. Let's go through today's bar by bar price action analysis of Bank Nifty futures using 1 minute candlesticks chart. This dark blue line is yesterday's low, and this is the block where you can get more information about the method and all the different things around trading for the first 1 hour of day session. The risk is 10 points and reward is 20, 30 or 40 points depending upon where we are initiating the trade, whether it is a swing trade or a scalp trade. Okay, so let's begin. Bar opened below EMA, strong bearish tone here, but it could not manage to close below yesterday's low. It poked below it, but it could not manage to close below it. So that's a clear that possible failure. But what do you see? A weak response by bulls on bar 2. So nothing much convincing for us to take a long trade here on failed breakout attempt. Maybe we wait for a second opportunity, right? What you see next is another weak looking bar, doji bar, wherein a clear fight between bulls and bears. Nobody won it. So what do you do here? Do we go short below this bar? It is right into the support zone, which is where it failed for the first time. So somebody who is aggressive would stop about this bar, right? So this entry is around 14197.20, and this bar went up all the way up to 219. So it was definitely beyond 10 points for sure, right? So that's the point. This is into support. I skipped this, but it depends. If you can manage the risk well, you could have taken this short and just rode it all the way down to this level or even beyond that, right? Coming back to what happened next is definitely bears took the control on bar 4. It managed to take it past yesterday's low support line and close below it, but immediately bulls bought the close of this bar and tried to push the prices up. What happened next is very important. These are the clues that you should be watching very intently, which is, okay, there was a failure by bulls. These bulls who bought in here now try to scale in on bar 4's close. They did not let the bar 4 have a follow through. Okay, great. Bulls are taking control. What happened next is it went up beyond the yesterday's low resistance, because when it came below it now is a resistance, right? So it poked through it, went up to this high is 219, bar 3's high, and this bar's high is 219. See, that's where it stopped. So there is a double top, micro double top, or whatever you want to call it. The point is price stalled there. Why were bulls not able to go past this zone, a possible resistance zone, and stall there? Important clue being dropped that bulls are not really that strong. Next, this bar. Again, it tried to go down, but bulls managed to soak in the pressure, push the prices up. Now, this is something that you can look at a second entry chance. But what is happening here is that it's an inside bar. You already know that there's a resistance where it's stalled. So you can take long about this bar. I did not, because I did not feel very strong about it. But this is also a valid trade wherein you take a second entry long on this failed breakout opportunity. But because of this context, I did not take this long. You can see that 219, and this one is also 219. So the bulls did not get any chance to trigger. Even if you wanted to go long about this, it did not basically get triggered, right? Charts usually filter out just 0.05 or zero point 0.1 kind of ticks, okay? And I don't usually use that filter. I usually use 0.25 or at least 0.5 filter, because otherwise anything below that is a noise, right? So long did not trigger. Short is basically now this bear bar on 7, which means bears took the control and they're pushing the prices down. So those who were hoping on the failed breakout below yesterday's low are now trapped. These bulls who are trying to bite in here are now trapped, and that's exactly we basically capitalize on and go short below bar 7. There's no tell when it tried to get out breaking and all those things, because these bulls who bought in here are now trapped. That is what will provide fuel to this down rally. Of course, that is not known at the real time. You have to take your bets, but this is based on the method that we follow. Make sure that you pull the trigger, right? What happens next is that you get a entry 14197.20, and then it went down all. Oops, sorry. This is I was showing wrong prices. This is 324.70, this is 324.80, which means it just managed to get there. This is 322, and it did take basically 0.10. Bar 7 went past bar 6 high by 2 ticks. Okay, that's where these bulls are trapped. This bar closed strong, and that is where the trap comes into picture. And then you see that there is a bearish pressure that is being applied. Bar closed strong at near the low on bar 8. There is some attempt by bulls here wherein they try to hold the fall down and try to push the prices up. What you see here is there's no follow through or strong follow through. The moment I see pivot low being formed, so I drew this line, right, and again a parallel line to that from this swing high, right. So this is where it ended. What you see is that bars 11, 12, 13, they try to push the prices up, bulls, but it failed here. I'm not going short immediately on this bar here because I'm waiting for traps most of the time, and there's no pattern here that I can uh, look at. Okay, bar 15 is basically a pause, another attempt by bull to hold the ground. 17, 18 weak attempts by bulls to take it past. So what is happening here is that these bulls who bought in here are possibly scaling it, but there is no momentum. They're giving it up. They are disappointed with this feedback that they are getting, and there's no follow through, right? So this is where they gave up. What you see here is this bar high, which is bar 18's high is 292.5, 294, so it poked, and possibly these bulls who bought the close of bar 13 gave up in the zone at a break-even price, and this bar closed very nicely. Plus also it is at the resistance level where it is failing, so you go short because these bulls have given up, right? So you go short below 281. This takes you to 239.40. So depending upon where you got the fill, you could have gotten 30 or 40 points of profit. If you did not get 40 points of profit, you sit through this and let it work out, right? Which is basically 22, 23, 24. There's an attempt by bulls to take it up one more time, but it is failing at this trend line here, right, and it again continued to go down. This trend line was proving to be a resistance at least till 950 or so, right, and that is where basically this bar 31 it poked below. There's an overshoot at this level, and then it basically came out of this channel. The moment you see one channel set of channel is stopped working, price is moving out of it, you look at other lines. What can you do? Like I joined this and then took it or extended it. That's where you see it found a resistance at later on in the day, which is basically after 1 hour, 10, 15, 20, 20 zone, which is where it got stalled, and then price just plummeted down, right? So two trades, this is one trade you got short, you could just hold on to it, let it work its magic, and you could have gotten 100 points, or depending upon your profit booking method or trade management capacity, you could have basically gone for more. But the point is, basically this was a trap trade or disappointment trade for bulls that you capitalize on. Same thing here. So two trades were possible, which were legitimate trades based on the method I basically talk about in these videos, right? So that's it for today. I hope it helped. Thanks for watching.